How's it going, everybody? We've got a rather large look ahead post for summer from the Old School RuneScape team. This will cover all of their big plans, including the second Deadman Mode season, Last Man Standing and the Winter Todd. So let's get straight into this with the Catacombs of Great Kourend. The Catacombs of Kourend will be the first big update of the summer. There are a vast set of catacombs underneath Zaya filled with all kinds of creatures. There are various incentives for players to kill the creatures inside these catacombs other than places that currently exist. These are, the entire dungeon is going to be multi-way combat, although cannons won't be allowed. Burying bones within the dungeon will restore your prayer points by a small amount, and this even includes the bones crushed with the Bone Crusher. There will be higher level versions of existing Slayer creatures, including Bloodvelds, Banshees, and Brutal Dragons. All creatures within the catacombs will have a chance of dropping pieces of a Dark Totem, which once complete can be used to take on a demi-boss found within the catacombs itself. This demi-boss is guaranteed to drop at least a hard clue scroll as well as some consistently valuable loot. The final advantage of this dungeon is the ability to access the Arclight, which is an upgrade to the Dark Light only obtained by killing the demons inside of the catacombs. I think this dungeon will be great. Here we can see what Mod Ghost is designing it to look like. I think it looks quite nice, and I believe it's very similar to the way the Arceus house in Kourend looks like. I had a cool idea that perhaps the catacombs could expand underneath all of Kourend and each area underneath the houses could look similar to the house that they are beneath. However, having it underneath Arceus is still awesome. Moving on, we're going to have a look at the second Deadman Mode season. So the first season of Deadman Mode is ending soon, and the second season will be launched on the 25th of June. Of course, they've taken a look at the first season, they've taken in a lot of feedback, and they've got a few changes they'll be implementing with the second season. First of all, they'll be adding the Grand Exchange. Hopefully this will change much of the gameplay from standing around looking for someone to trade with, to being able to concentrate on building up your account and actually fighting other players. The Grand Exchange has been highly requested on both seasons and regular Deadman Mode, so this will be a great way to test how the Grand Exchange works in Deadman Mode. Meaning that if it works well, they could even be looking at implementing it into regular Deadman Mode. The next change is changes to how unnoting items will work. Players used to be great at using their game knowledge, creativity, and skill to avoid death. But then players remembered they could use noted food on bank booths to unnote it. So if you had enough noted food, you could stand near a bank unnoting it and tanking for incredible amounts of time and damage. This entire system meant that sculling wasn't really an issue because you could just tank past it and stay relatively safe, and players attacking you would just get bored and walk away. For the second Deadman Mode season, they will remove this feature, meaning being able to tank for incredible amounts of time and damage will no longer work. Deadman Mode will reward players using much more creative ways to stay alive. The third and final change to Deadman Mode season will be changes to PJing. They're going to implement the PJing prevention mechanic seen on PvP worlds. This should make life easier for solo players and get rid of what many players refer to as clan man mode. Along with this, they'll be looking at their boxing prevention content, looking at how they can improve it, and then implementing it to stop people taking advantage of boxing. All these changes to Deadman Mode should really turn the focus of the mode to more PvP and create a fairer world so everyone has a good chance to play the game mode. Next this summer, there will be the Deadman Mode tournament. On the 25th of June, the Deadman Mode tournament will start. This will be for the top 2,000 players in the first Deadman Mode tournament. They'll have a week to build up their accounts and then finally fight it out for a chance to win $10,000. To qualify for this tournament, you're going to need to make sure you're in the top 2,000 players on Deadman Mode season by midday British time on Wednesday the 15th of June. In the final hour of the Deadman Mode tournament, they'll make some improvements from last time. First of all, they'll be changing the fog, so it will start out faster but get slower towards the end, meaning everyone should get pushed into one area so they can fight it out between themselves, unlike last time where it became a competition for tanking the fog. Additionally, to stop fog tanking, they'll make fog damage players faster than they can eat, meaning to survive you're going to have to go to the small area without fog and fight other players. This should be great for encouraging a huge fight at the end. Moving on to the Treasure Trail expansion. The new Treasure Trail expansion passed its poll a few weeks ago, and they're currently developing it. If you watch the developer Q&As, there has been various different showcases of the rewards, and I know for a fact that they've been tweeting different puzzles and stuff that they're going to implement. This update will bring a new tier of clue scroll along with new challenges, puzzles and rewards. They really hope this will make clue scrolls as popular as they became on the original clue scroll expansion in 2014. Here we can see some of the rewards they're going to add to the expansion. We have a pyramid plunder mummy outfit and an Anku outfit, a ghost outfit, a shark head mask, a bucket head, and a samurai set. Personally, I think out of these, the samurai set looks the best, and it just looks great, especially with the pre-existing katana. I also quite like the mummy and Anku outfits. However, I kind of dislike the fact that they make you look like an NPC rather than a player wearing a costume. I mean, if you think about skeletons in-game versus the skeleton outfit, that's what I think outfits in-game should look like. I could also say the same sort of thing for this ghost outfit, especially if we compare it to the ghost bedsheet outfit we get in Port Phasmatus. Although, this ghost outfit looks completely bizarre, doesn't even look like an NPC ghost, nor does it look like a ghost costume a human would wear in real life. I also think the bucket head and shark heads look very bizarre. Potentially the bucket head could work if there were some holes for eyes, but apart from that, I'd rather them not add these. I really think they need to go back to the drawing board with some of these. My main sort of advice to the team making these would be to make it look like a costume, don't make it look like an NPC. If I'm going to wear a costume, I want it to look like a costume, not the actual creature in game. Otherwise, why would we even bother getting these new outfits? Just give us the actual transmog into that creature. Additionally, Mock Kieran has been working hard on the Lightbox puzzle. This looks like a tough challenge, trying to turn off or on all of the lights using the buttons at the bottom of the puzzle. However, I'm sure that Master Clue Scroll players will learn these very easily and very quickly. Of course, there are going to be a lot more sneak peeks for Clue Scrolls, so keep an eye out for that, especially for the Master Tier content. Next, we've got the Last Man Standing. If you've missed the developer blog for this, it's a very simple concept. 25 players are placed on an island with max stats but no gear. They must search the island for gear and kill all the other players. For this, they're going to have about 20 to 25 minutes to become the last man standing. To help the players fight each other, they'll be using the fog mechanic from Deadman Mode, so there's going to be no escape. It's kill or be killed. Seeing as this passed its poll the other week, then they'll be developing it more and letting us see their progress very soon. Next this summer, we've got the Winter Todd. The Winter Todd is an unknown entity that brings unfathomable cold to the abandoned and desolate reaches of Zaya. No one knows what it really is, but centuries ago it came out from the northern wastes and terrorized the city. This boss is going to be really interesting, because you won't be able to fight it in the traditional sense. You're going to have to use your skills, including fire making and cooking, to fight it, making this the first true skilling boss. This will also unlock a new skilling area that will concentrate on survival, having to stay warm by lighting fires, getting food by fishing, and cooking it to eat. Which I would say is quite nice because it puts together everything you learned from the survival guide on Tutorial Island. Again, as this progresses, they will release information and sneak peeks for this content. Finally, we have polls, and more polls. Throughout summer, they're going to be running a lot of polls. Currently, they've got plans for various quality of life polls, a PvP focus poll, and a full priority poll for the next development schedule of Old School RuneScape. Something I don't think we've had for a while. If you've got any ideas for things in these polls, let the Old School RuneScape team know so they can add it or at least discuss it with the community. So this summer sounds like it's going to be huge. Plenty of updates to keep us and the developers busy. As always, let them know about any content you love, dislike or have concerns about on the forums, Twitter and Reddit, as well as other places the JMods are available and the community members can chip in their ideas. Additionally, they have started work on raids for the second Zaya update. And that is coming along nicely, but they've got a lot less information than you would have expected to see on their summer coming up post. Perhaps they're not actually going to be releasing it in summer, but they are letting us know that it is coming along nicely. Personally, this all sounds amazing. I'm really excited for the Catacombs of Zaya. I think it will be a wonderful expansion, and I can't wait to see what else they'll be offering in the future polls. If you want to watch my video on the latest Old School RuneScape update, please click here for the Woodcutting Guild. And if you want to check out my video on the latest Old School RuneScape poll, please click here for the last man standing. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share. I really appreciate every time someone does this. And if you want to keep up to date with the Old School RuneScape updates, dev blogs and polls, please subscribe. I've been Lewis, thanks for watching, goodbye.